Welcome, creative souls, to our energy design channel where we inspire and explore about subtle energies that we use in our artistic work. That means colors, numbers, geometry, symbols. And we do it so we can consciously create more positive energy with our different handcrafts. I want to remind you that you already have this amazing gift that you can give this universal life energy with your hands to your work, and by tuning yourself into love frequency. What we explore here is more an addition to what you already create. It's to inform you about certain influences of energies that may simply increase or decrease that energy that you are already giving in. In today's episode, I want to discuss the topic of the so-called flower of life, because it's widely used currently, but unfortunately it doesn't emit that life energy as we would like to. Even though the name itself suggests that it has this life energy within, it doesn't. So I would like to discuss this today. Meanwhile, I also want to thank you very much for all your support to our channel, giving some likes, subscriptions, and comments, because it also enables us to go farther with this message and inspire more people. First of all, I would like to start with a little story here. My first encounter with the flower of life, it was a long time ago, because we see it almost everywhere right now. But I was studying it with the book, The Ancient Secrets of the Flower of Life, which was very amazing. Like I got to know a lot because of this book. However, I also studied, meanwhile, biogeometry. And there we learned that this flower of life actually doesn't have life energy. But at that point, I couldn't really connect the dots, and I couldn't really make my mind of it. I didn't use that flower, so I was not interested in diving deeper into it. But it was when I started to create notebooks with my dear souls, and when we decided that our first collection would be related to this flower of life. Because one of them said, like, okay, like this flower of life is everywhere, so let's use this flower of life. But once we started to create those projects, designs, we realized that I was checking it with different pendulums. We realized that it doesn't really have this energy, this life energy. So I decided to, okay, let's use the principles of sacred geometry to how to create this life energy within a design, so we can actually boost it somehow. And I will tell you later what we've done. I will show you the designs. However, my point is that the flower of life itself, as we see, doesn't have this life energy. However, through different principles, or we would say transmutation ways, we can actually give it life energy. And I think it can be also inspiring for our everyday life. No matter what kind of energy we deal with, we can transmute it. We can transmute it and connect it with the life force. So whatever you are creating for the moment, and you will check by yourself with different pendulums, and you will see that, oh, it doesn't have this life energy. You can apply different principles in that, so it actually emits the positive energy. So please don't be stressed if something doesn't work out for the moment, because you can always do it. And on our website, on our channel, you can check if there will be new updates of my videos with those principles that you can apply. For the moment, I have it available in Polish, but I'm preparing also the English version. Anyway, about that, the same time that we were creating this Flower of Life notebooks, I got also this post. This post is about Eternal Life Lotus, which is a crystal spiral and should be better named as this real flower of life. in comparison with this false flower of life, so what we call flower of life, which is actually a daisy of death. The source of it is the Emerald Order, so I would like to recommend you to also check what they are doing. And let me read what it's stated here. So the Eternal Life Lotus, also known as the real flower of life, is patterned after the crystal spiral, which is the natural expansion of our living universe. Just a little comment here. That means that this, let's say, correct flower of life is based not on circles, but on the spiral. So that's the first major difference. In the Eternal Life Lotus, the arcs have natural 45-degree angles that allow the eternal life breathing as well as the organic expansion of our 15-dimensional time matrix. My comment here, I also found out that a 45-degree angle is connecting us with the divine plane. This is according to biogeometry, as well as a 90-degree angle was very important in ancient traditions, as it was enabling to shift direction, like shift realities towards the divine. So it makes absolutely sense because both of them are based on the number 9, which we relate to this divine plane. Reading further, the false flower of life has a distorted inorganic pattern based on 60-degree angles. Also known as the daisy of death, is a distortion and digression from the divine blueprint, Christic sciences, bearing no connection to the God source. Several New Age movements and so-called spiritual leaders mistake the false flower of life for the real flower of life and even promote it in their teachings. By studying the sacred geometry, sacred knowledge that was passed to angelic humans by Emerald Founders Records and Guardian Alliance, we will be able to understand the nature of our cosmos and have a more complete understanding of ourselves and universal creation. So this is basically telling us where this information comes from with this explanation. I'm reading further. The false flower of life, aka the daisy of death, also known as the bloom of doom or the Metatronic death science. Those are pretty strong statements, and I actually wanted to validate it with my pendulum, and as a result I can confirm that it was actually working detrimental to our life energy. So since something is detrimental, something is basically slowly we can say killing us, or we can say sucking our life energy. I'm reading further. In the Metatronic grids, there are a sextant distortion where the lotus petals are pulled beyond their 45 natural extension and are locked open in a forced 60 degrees extension. This traps the life energy force within the grid. However, it also stops the regular breathing and prevents the flow of fresh current from the center and its subsequent return to the source. This set of petals in 60 degrees extension gives us the floral motif underlying the Metatronic grid. Here I maybe would like to give some comment as well, because the Metatronic grid also reminds me of the matrix that we are currently in, that it's referred to in this ancient secret of flower of life. It's taught there how it works, that we have this grid over our planet Earth, even though it doesn't say that it's a matrix. So for me, when I was reading it and I had some knowledge about the matrix and about these different planes of our reality and the source which is beyond the matrix, I had also this, let's say, red flags, if that maybe means that this flower of life is related to the grid, so therefore to the matrix. And here I simply just got this other confirmation. So I'm reading further. Each such floral unit represents a quantity trapped life force. These are overlaid to form a grid pattern as shown. This represents a static life force field rather than a natural breathing system with connection to source. Each of the metatronic grid centers in turn lies on one of these floral units and is sustained by it. The metatronic tree of life centers are moved to overlay the floral pattern. This leads to significant distortions in the natural cataract grid. End of quotation. And here I want to add some other comments that came to my mind. One of it is that we have circles here, and circle itself has this life energy force because of its unlimited symmetries, because of the centering principle that we can apply there, and connection to infinity because there are infinite points forming the circle. So the circle itself has life energy. But then when it's formed in this relation, in this design, it creates this trap for life force energy. What also comes to my mind, I cannot connect it like clearly and tell you just this is so bad, but makes sense to mention. Probably some of you also have this idea, because there is 60 degrees extension and we have 6 angles, and we know that the number of the beast is 666. That kind of makes here some sense. However, I also don't want us to get into the conclusion that 6 is necessarily a bad number. I think it's in correlation with 666, basically, and it's just a different quality. The different quality that maybe it's kind of it's balancing the number 3, but in that way that it's creating these distortions when it's used separately. For this one, I didn't get yet the clear answers. However, maybe some of you have. I would love to hear what you have to say about it. There is a lot to discover regarding the geometry. Geometry tells us, I think, everything about the universe, the creation of the universe. So explore it and let's see where we go further with it, because when we exchange this knowledge, it's just fascinating how we all bring different puzzles and learn more, and more of it gets to our conscious, and we can become these conscious creators. I also would like to add that there are 2-3 other shapes that this false flower of life, this daisy of death, bases on, that actually emit the life force energy. So this is the Vesica Pisces, so let's say this feminine reproductive organs simulation, and the eye shape, the fish shape. Both of them connect and emit this life energy, and the same for 3 circles. But please notice that those circles are not connected the same way as in the flower of life. Or rather this daisy of death. It's also hard for me to switch the names right now. I hope you understand what I mean. I will try to use the proper language now. However, we know that many people also use it, so it's good to give some clarification. Anyway, if we use 3 circles, it will also connect with the life force energy. And now I would like to get to some solutions that we can apply to this so-called flower of life, so the daisy of death, so it actually connects with the life force energy. And the easiest solution is to use the fractal version. Fractals will always connect us with the life force energy, and that's the beauty of them, because they kind of, we get the feeling of, first of all, perspective, so like something moving deeper or expanding. The second thing, it's like the illusion of being infinite, unlimited, because even though we draw something and it is limited to our physical reality, it has also the subtle energies that kind of are multiplying itself in those other planes of energy, and also on divine planes. The same with that spiral that we started it with, the real flower of life bases on the spiral, which has extension in those invisible for us planes. So the fractal here worked well. We could have done it as a pattern on the whole on the whole notebook. However, we just stopped, we dropped this whole idea of the flower of life, and we moved towards other symbols and creating other flowers based on other principles, which was amazing experience, and it got us really way better results than this flower. So we just dropped it. However, what I would like to add that we made it as a symbol with those two circles around. It was not necessary actually, but what we also could have done, I think we could make it like a sun. So with those different rays around the circle, this way we also connect, we make this centering effect, which expands beyond that symbol outside of the circle, taking more of this energy outside. If you would like to check our other notebooks with other symbols and other flowers that we created, you can find them on Amazon.com in different versions in different countries. And we are named Energy Design, so you should be able to find us as an author. You can also find more on our website, energydesign.art. And as I said, I will try to make as many as possible also English versions of what I've done so far in Polish. I hope you enjoyed this episode and it was interesting for you. Please let me know with some thumbs up, some comments and subscriptions. I thank you very much for this encouragement to continue doing my work and continue learning, because I love to do that and inspire others with those discoveries that I make. Thank you also very much for your support, so I can continue doing it from my heart and unconditionally for everyone who wants to learn this and who wants to become this conscious creator. May the creative force be with you. With all my heart, Aga.